Hey, welcome back to Real Estate Investing Unmasked. Today I'm going to talk about what is a mortgage. But before I do that, don't forget to follow me at www.steemit.com/@bobthebuilder. It's right here. That's where I keep my blog. So take a look, earn some money, and it helps support me. So today we're talking about what is a mortgage. Well, a mortgage is essentially a legal agreement between two parties where one has money, the lender, and another party wants to buy a property, the borrower. The agreement is that in exchange for the lender paying for the property the borrower wants to buy, the borrower will make payments to the lender for an agreed period of time until full payment has been made. Upon full payment, the mortgage becomes satisfied and the lender goes away with the borrower turning into an owner, owning the property outright. The incentive for a lender to provide a mortgage for the borrower is interest. Interest is a percentage of the loan that the borrower pays the lender for the convenience of having the loan. They're not going to do it for free, I promise. For instance, if I wanted to buy a house for $100,000, but I did not have the money to buy it outright, I would borrow from a lender. The lender would pay the seller of the property the $100,000 on my behalf, and in return for their generosity, I, the borrower, would pay the lender not only the $100,000 they paid on my behalf, but I would also pay an interest rate, or a percentage of the loan's balance, basically the amount I have left to pay. If the interest rate were 10%, I would pay $10,000 to the lender for the convenience of having a loan that I can pay off over time rather than having to pay $100,000 up front. So that's $10,000 on the original loan. Now, nearly all real estate lenders provide a mortgage that has interest, which is compounded daily. This means that if the borrower's loan is 6% interest per year, they will charge 6% divided by 360 days. Then multiply that number times the current balance. They do this math every day, adding up the interest and sending a bill for the interest amount along with a proportionate amount of principal to be paid down over the life of the loan. Now, principal is the amount that you still have left owing on the loan. And some of you may be wondering, why 360 days? Well, that's the financial calendar. That's what they use. It makes it easier for math than 365. There's no real good reason. That's just what they do. So most loans are for 30 years. That's probably what you've heard, 30-year loan. However, there are many that are also 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 year, 15 years. Pretty much any time period that they're willing to lend, they'll lend you. It's just a predetermined time for you too. So here's how the math would work to determine the daily interest. If I owe $100,000 and my interest rate is 6%, my lender would charge me 6% divided by 360, or 0.000166% per day. This means that until the borrower makes a payment toward the principal, the amount that I owe, the borrower would have to pay $100,000 times 0.000166% per day, or $16.67 per day, just for the benefit of having the loan. Now, the percentage paid over the whole year is called the annual percentage rate, otherwise you probably heard it called APR. The lower the APR, the cheaper it is to borrow and the lower your payment. For instance, if you have a 3% interest rate on $100,000 loan, your annual payment would be about $3,000 in interest. Whereas if you have a 10% loan, well, it's $10,000 over the year on top of what you already owe. The mortgage not only defines what the principal and interest payments will be, it also defines the relationship between the borrower and the lender and what consequences are if the borrower fails to live up to their responsibilities of making the agreed payments. In most cases, if the borrower fails to make payments within the agreed upon time, the lender will foreclose, taking ownership of the underlying asset, which in this case is the house. So now that you know what a mortgage is, don't forget to go to steemit.com/@bobthebuilder. If you haven't been there yet, you'll understand once you get there. And if you still don't understand, comment below. I'll help you. Thanks, guys. Until next time.